Hi tech lovers! Welcome back to Fast Cabling. Today we're tackling a real-world industrial installation. Our client needs around 20 cameras around this building. PTZ, fixed, bullet cameras, the whole mix. But here's the catch. There's no power at any of this camera location. Zero. So we have to use PoE, power over Ethernet. In a perfect world, we'll pull a dedicated cable for each camera. That's the most reliable way to do it. But our client has a different priority. They want minimal cabling, as few cables as possible running from the control room. So we have to get creative. We've got cameras all around the building, but they are not spread out evenly. In some areas, you've got 4 to 5 camera clusters relatively close together. The client's thinking is, why pull 5 cables when 1 cable could do the job? And honestly, that's a fair question. If we can put one switch at a strategic point and connect multiple cameras to it, we only need 1 cable running back to the control room. That's the idea. So we looked at the options and landed on an outdoor PoE pass-through switch. So this thing has 7 PoE ports, is IP67 rated, has rugged metal housing. It works from -25 up to 60 degrees Celsius, perfect for industrial environment. So here's the setup. We take 1 cable from the control room and plug it into our pass-through switch, and then we can connect our cameras. Simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. This is the part you absolutely cannot ignore. The pass-through switch doesn't have its own power supply. It gets all its power from that single cable coming from the control room. So everything, the switch itself and all the cameras connected to it, has to run on whatever power comes through that 1 cable. Now we're using IEEE 802.3 BT standard, which is the highest PoE standard available. But here's the reality check. Even with BT, you're only getting about 71 watts available at the power device. That's after power loss over the cable. And the switch itself consumes power too. So you've got roughly 71 watts to fit everything connected to it. And let's do the math. A typical fixed camera draws about 10 to 15 watts. A pendule zoom camera, that's 22 to 25 watts. So with 71 watts, you can comfortably power 4 to 5 standard cameras. But if you're mixing in PTZ, that numbers drops fast. Now let me show you how to do it. So our pass-through switch can be mounted on a wall and a pole. We are going to connect few cameras to it. First, connect our incoming cable from the control room to the pass-through port, which is port number 8. This is the only input port. Then we can plug each camera into one of the output ports. We have 2 bullet cameras, so 2 Ethernet cable. Plug and play, no configuration needed. So that's the beauty of this setup. Now, we have to get the power, so let's get back to the control room. We need to power our pass-through switch, and this is where a lot of people make a costly mistake. If you plug it into a standard 802.3 AF or AT switch, it's not going to work. Those standards max out at 15.4 watts and 30 watts respectively. They simply don't have enough power to feed our pass-through switch and all the cameras. That's why we need a high power switch. Let me swap it into our 5-port 802.3 BT PoE++ switch. It delivers up to 90 watts per port with a total power budget of 180 watts. So let me connect our cable connected to our pass-through switch to one of the high power PoE port. Then I'm using a short patch cord, connect the Ethernet port to our network video recorder so we can see the live feed. Now you may wonder, how does 802.3 BT deliver that much power? Simple. It uses all 4 pairs of wires in the Ethernet cable. Older standards like AF and AT only use 2 pairs, and by using all 4 pairs, BT can push up to 90 watts of power, the same cable you are already using. So we just plug it in, you're good to go. The BT switch provides the power, our pass-through switch distributes it, and all our cameras are online. So look at the LEDs, each one lights up as the camera powers on. And I'm waving my hand so you can see this is a live video feed. Now let's talk about Pentium zoom cameras. They're power hungry, 22 to 25 watts each. If we're using the pass-through switch with its 71 watts limit, you can only power 2 PTZ cameras before you hit the limit. That means 5 ports on that 7 ports outdoor switch are just sitting there wasted. So what do you do when you have 2 PTZ cameras at a corner but you still want to minimize cabling? So this is our PoE extender, 1 input, 2 output. You can run 1 cable from our high power BUT PoE switch to the extender, and then you can power 2 PTZ cameras at the far end. This is perfect for corners or areas where you need 2 cameras covering different direction. The aluminum IK10 vandal housing and IP67 waterproof design allow the extender to stably operate under harsh environment and obtain a longer use life. It's able to be direct buried under the ground. Now let me take out the neck and the cap for faster installation. Alright, so we have 1 cable connected to our 5-port PoE switch, the high power BT switch. So 1 cable in and connecting 2 PTZ camera. So that's our first one working. And our second one, simple, clean, minimal cabling. Just like the pass-through switch, the extender gets its power from the incoming cable. You need that BT power source at the control room to make it work. But once it's connected, it's plug and play. Alright, so I've shown you 2 great solutions for minimizing cabling. The pass-through switch gives you 7 ports from 1 cable. The extender gives you 2 PTZs from 1 cable. Both work, both save you money on cabling. But here's our honest recommendation, and I want to be very clear about this. If you can pull a dedicated cable for each camera, do it every single time. Why? Because dedicated cable is more stable and reliable. When you share a single cable among multiple devices, you're introducing a single point of failure. That cable gets damaged, you lost every camera connected to it. The switch fell, same thing. And always think about power budget. Don't just count ports, count watts. Know what each camera draws, know your switch's total power budget, and leave headroom. The 71 watts limit on our pass-through switch is real, so don't try to push past it. And links to all the products we use today are in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more real-world tech setup. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.